This is how you single-handedly ruin your franchise and your roster. As you guys already saw the title and the thumbnail, I'm talking about the Dallas Mavericks. Last season, the Mavericks were battling the Golden State Warriors in the Western Conference semifinals. Despite losing, everything was going in the right direction. However, before the trade deadline this year, the Mavericks acquired superstar Kyrie Irving out of nowhere. While we were all picturing the lethal backcourt of Luka and Kyrie, the Mavericks are falling out of the Western Conference and currently have a record of 38-43. This Kyrie Irving trade seems more like a short-term solution that the Mavericks front office envisioned, but not only did it not solve any short-term problem, it seems like the Mavericks are digging themselves in an even bigger hole. Because aside from the Kyrie Irving situation, we got some more breaking news about LUKA Doncic as well. According to the latest report from ESPN, quote, there is a strong sense of urgency within the organization to expedite the process before Doncic loses faith in the Mavs' ability to build a contender around him. He is wrapping up the first season of a 5-year, $215 million Supermax contract with a player option for the final season. Team sources have acknowledged to ESPN that fear exists that Doncic, who publicly and privately expressed extreme frustration this season, could consider requesting a trade as soon as the summer of 2024 if Dallas doesn't make significant progress by then. In today's video, we'll be going over a lot of information about Kyrie Irving, LUKA Doncic, and the Mavericks as an organization, so sit back and relax and enjoy the video. And without further ado, let's roll the intro.
Hi. I'm on my match in the dark. I'm on my match in the dark. I'm on my match in the dark. I'm on my match in the dark.
Yo, what's up guys, Jason's here back with another video. If it's your first time watching, I cover news and reports for every single team in the league. If you want the latest basketball news and rumors on your feed, all you're gonna do is to leave a like and subscribe so that you won't miss any of my future upload. Now, let's first talk about Kyrie Irving. In order for the Mavericks to bring him in, they had to send a ton of assets to the Nets, including Spencer Dinwiddie, Dorian Finney-Smith, 2 second-round picks, and 1 first-rounder. From a performance perspective, this trade makes a lot of sense so far because Kyrie has done exactly what the Mavs front office hoped that he would do when they traded for him. So far with the Mavericks, Kyrie is averaging 27 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists, and 1.3 steals per game, while shooting 39.2% behind the arc. Some might argue Kyrie and Luka are not that compatible together, but that is far from the truth. While Kyrie and Luka are playing on a decent level, the team is definitely underperforming. Before the Kyrie Irving trade, the Mavericks had a 20-14 record, but they're now at 38-43. In addition, Dallas right now is currently on a 4-game losing streak, and they lost the 8 out of the 9 recent games. Now, according to the simulation website 538 on ESPN, the Mavericks had a 35.3% chance to get into the play-in tournament, but funny enough, after this Kyrie Irving trade, this model predicts Dallas to have a 96% chance to make it to the playoffs. And pay attention here, it's a 96% chance to make it to the playoffs and not the play-in tournament. But guess what it is now, that number goes all the way down to 0 because the Dallas Mavericks are officially out from the playoffs. We later got this report from Shams during a segment on FanDuel TV, quote, the team is considering sitting both LUKA Doncic and Kyrie Irving for the team's final 3 games of the regular season. Now remember, when the Mavericks traded for Kristaps Porzingis from the Knicks, they sent their own 2023 first-round pick to New York, and this pick is top 10 protected. If the Mavericks' first-round pick falls at 11 or behind, the Knicks will have that first-round pick this year, which is not ideal for Dallas. The Mavs are now the 11th in the Western Conference, meaning they're at the prime spot to land their own first-round pick this season. So far, they have a 3% chance to get the first overall pick and 13.9% chance to remain in the top 4. Now, going back to Kyrie for a bit more. After the Mavericks acquired Kyrie Irving, the Mavericks only had a 4-12 record, and some media and haters are gonna say Kyrie is ruining Dallas. But like I said before, this is not the case at all. During this time period, Kyrie has a plus 88 in the plus-minus category, which is the highest among the entire team. But when Luka is on the court, the number goes down to -22. Additionally, when Luka is out and Kyrie has to lead the team, they had a 3-1 record. Of course, the Mavericks front office is not stupid. According to NBA insider Chris Haynes, quote, The Mavericks' plan heading into the offseason is to surround Dodgers and Irvin with versatile wing defenders and rim protectors to improve a defense that has been subpar. So we can see here the Mavericks already included Kyrie in their future plan and acknowledge the fact that Kyrie isn't the main problem. When asked about extending Kyrie, Mark Cuban said this, quote, "I'd love to have him stay for sure. I would love to have him. I want him to stay for sure. And I think we have a good shot. I think he's happy here. He tells me he's happy here and I get along great with him. I think he's a good guy. All I can tell you is everything I thought I knew about Kyrie because of everything I read was 100% wrong. So we already know here the Mavericks are ready to give Kyrie a huge extension." Now here's one more perspective. Aside from this potential contract, Kyrie is looking to sign another one. Just recently, Kyrie mentioned his plan of signing with a new shoe company and began his tour in China this summer. Now, which Chinese brand comes up to your mind? And of course, it is Li Ning. According to NBA reporter Brandon Robinson, quote, "Kyrie recently hinted at getting a new deal before a trip to China in the offseason, and it will appear a Chinese sportswear brand is interested in signing him." This further confirms our idea that it is likely to be Li Ning. This isn't just some random brand. They have loads of NBA players under their contract, including Jimmy Butler, Dwayne Wade, RJ Hampton, D'Angelo Russell, and Fred VanVleet. Now, here's the concern that comes with this. If Kyrie gets this fat contract from Li Ning, it basically means that the possibility of Kyrie doing something out of hand is now way higher. While NBA contracts are mostly performance-based salary incentives, these contracts with brands are mostly guaranteed unless something crazy happens. No matter how we evaluate Kyrie Irving, that makes the Mavericks the victim here because they have to bear the higher risk. And don't forget, Kyrie's contract can be up to $45 million a year, meaning that leaves very minimal space in cap room for the Mavericks to make moves. And if Kyrie just woke up one day and decides to disappear, there's nothing the Mavericks can do about it. Okay, we spent a lot of time on Kyrie. Let's talk about Luka because without a doubt, Luka is the best player on this Mavericks team. At this point, we already know that the Mavs are giving up this season as they virtually sit its entire core against the Bulls this Friday night. For Luka, he mentioned his desire to stay in Dallas as long as the Mavericks have a shot in the playoffs. Of course, resigning Kyrie Irving is a risky but realistic move, but what's gonna happen with the supporting cast? The team lost a few key backcourt players this past season, seeing Spencer Dinwiddie and Jalen Brunson, with other key positions potentially being empty like Christian Woods, who is a free agent. The Mavericks start at a very pivotal position. Without a doubt, the Kyrie Irving long-term commitment is a bit risky, but the Mavericks have absolutely no leverage in this case, especially since they give so much to require Kyrie in the first place. If we also consider the fact that there isn't really a good replacement for Kyrie at this point, and the Mavericks can't just magically bring a lot of talent immediately, that almost makes this signing of Kyrie Irving a must. If you ask me, I honestly think that the Mavericks were a better team before the Kyrie Irving trade. However, if Dallas doesn't get the deal done with Kyrie, Luka might be the next one out the door. But what do you guys think? Do you think that Kyrie Irving is the problem, or is the problem more on the team's roster? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Alright guys, that's all we got for today's video. If you enjoyed the content, don't forget to leave, like, subscribe, and follow me on social media with all the links in the description box down below. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Peace.